Welcome to episode 195 of the Baseball Brew Crew Podcast. We are keeping baseball history alive, one craft beer at a time. Wherever you are watching or listening to us, please give us a like and a follow. And if you love beer with your baseball, please tell a friend. Let's do it. Here is the lineup card for today. Leading off is the co-owner of Pilger Brewing. He is the former Ring of Honor TV champion and the second Ironman heavy metal weight champion that we've had on the show. Please welcome Tony Deppen. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to talk about beer and baseball, the two things that I actually like.
Perfect. Well, belated happy birthday to you. Are you 21, 22?
I wish. I'm 37.
Well,
right, you're still the youngest, I think, amongst all of us here. You're good.
I didn't go out for I didn't even drink when I was 21, so I didn't go out for my 21st birthday.
Well,
That's why your skin looks so good, dude.
I just started when I was like 24, so.
Well, you're gonna make it up in volume as you age, like we did.
Yes, that's for sure. I've been doing that. This past weekend, I definitely did that.
And you're just coming off a beer fest tonight.
I was at Dark Lord Day in Indiana for 3 Floyds.
Oh, lucky you! That's awesome.
Yeah, I was out there with my buddy and stuff like that. So it's you pay money to get into the festival because it's a music festival. Like Pig Destroyer played, like they're the headlining act, they're a metal band. But then the entire thing, like they released their Dark Lord variants and stuff like that. But then it's just the biggest share in the world. If you ever wanted to have like a whale that you've been looking for, chances are you would have got it there. The amount of stuff that I had, I was just like, y'all are giving this away for free, basically. Wow. Like, it's insane. A lot of drinks were had. That is for sure.
Was it just 3 Floyds, or was it a lot of other breweries from around the West?
A lot of people brought their own stuff, so people from all over the world came.
Okay. Oh, right.
But then there's also a tent that had 3 Floyd and other breweries participating that came in, and they had their beer on tap.
Right on.
Yeah,
good times.
I had a friend who gifted me some 3 Floyds beer, and it's a great beer. Great beer, 3 Floyds.
Oh yeah, I had a blast, and a little rough though.
Was there any like sketchy like bathtub beers where you're just like,
No, all these beers were like real high end beers. Like there weren't any bad beers. Well, there was one, but we think we thought they like oxidized or something like that. So, but other than that, every beer is fantastic.
Very cool. Well, we're glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Batting second is the newest acquisition and the first international signing of the Baseball Brew Crew. It is the Big Hurt, Allan Jepsen. How are you tonight, sir?
Fantastic. Coming off a weekend of 2 Canadians games where I got 2 foul balls.
Nice.
Yeah, never got one before, and I got 2 in 2 days, so that was pretty cool.
Were you hit by a pitch?
I didn't play this weekend, so I didn't get
not play this weekend.
Yeah, I got 2.
But were you hit by the foul ball? Did the foul ball hit you, or did you actually catch it?
No. Got it on the roll.
Right on.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
Batting third is the field correspondent and senior research analyst at the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Kevin Lyon. Welcome.
Greetings, everyone. It's a wonderful week. And I need to follow up with 2 quick things. So remember those little tiny figurines I opened last week? This Juan Soto here is even the Retro Padres. When I looked it up, this is available in every 128 packs.
Oh,
so
wow.
apparently I have a very rare item here. But I have exciting news. If you saw when Bryce Wentworth was on, I got a hat that came in the mail. Michael, do you have that photo of me wearing that hat?
I do.
Thank you. When you show that hat while I try to open this up.
Sure.
I got the Richmond Flying Squirrels Lucha Variant hat. There it is right there. Literally, the label said 7 1/8. The sticker said 7 1/8. I put it on and it was 7 3/4. So here we go. The box came in. Let's see how. Oh, gosh, I'm losing my mic, and there goes one set off my desk. But we'll get this open here. Oh, we have a return label. That's a good sign. And let's see. Here we go. You ready? Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a second. Oh, it's the wrong hat. Oh, gosh. Sorry. 7 1/8. 7 1/8. Says 7 1/8. Success.
Yay.
Thank you, Jackson Harefield. It's Jackson Harefield, Jackson Hartfield. That's the airport in Atlanta, I think. Jackson Harefield is the man, I think, is the name of the man who helped me get this proper hat in the mail. So I'm glad to represent the Covenant Diversión of the Richmond Flying Squirrels.
Like it. Yeah, that was such a bummer to see that, but it's still
It made for a good bit though, sir.
agreed.
That's all that matters.
Batting cleanup is the Goodwill Ambassador and the Sultan of Swig at the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Cowboy Jack Durango. Do you have another promo for us tonight, sir?
All right, guys. The Worldwide Baseball Federation is taken off. We've got interest in 2 more teams. I'd love to announce 2 more teams tonight. Introducing for the the Word Baseball Federation. We're going to change the name to the Worldwide Baseball Federation. Graphic. It's hard to find a good graphic artist these days, guys. They're expensive. But I'd love to introduce the 2 new teams. We've got the Bratislava Sausage Smackers and the Baby Jesuses from New Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Really, I mean,
Right in Cody's neighborhood, probably.
just right.
It's just Bethlehem. There's no such thing as New Bethlehem. I don't think so.
He doesn't worry about the typo. So
I'm not a detail guy. What I'm doing is
Bethlehem is a place in Pennsylvania. It's not too far from Allentown, where the Iron Pigs play.
so yeah, but New Bethlehem, it's actually a militia compound right outside Bethlehem.
It probably exists.
Yeah, I didn't want to put them on the spot like that, but there you go, fellas. And I mean, from Bratislava, deep in the Eastern European, the sausage smackers. Allan, how many hats can I put you down for?
A dozen sounds good.
Dozen of each.
As long as it says Pennsylvania on it.
Yes. Attention to detail.
Yeah, details. I'm not a detail guy.
Well, now we have 4 teams in the league. How many are we going up to? You said
with the amount of interest we're getting, I'm thinking about bumping it up to a clear 745.
Oh, wow. You were 562 last week, I believe.
Yeah.
Very good.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that, Cowboy Jack. That is awesome. And for reference, these are the other 2 teams that are in the league. The Banana Hammocks and the
the Bangkok and Banana Hammocks and the from Climax, Michigan, the Screamin' O's.
I would buy those hats.
There you go.
The merchandising is a big part of this, and so send your money now, and then he'll send it later. So just whatever he can do. My name is Michael Mondragon, your humble host for the festivities tonight. As always, we bring a new and unique craft beer to review and enjoy. So what craft beer are you drinking tonight? Let us know in the chat. And Kevin Lyon, you were up first.
All right. Well, I was at my local watering hole, Radiant Beer Company, and I was gifted or stuck in the fridge and sold this beer, because this is actually a beer made by Ogopogo Brewing out of San Gabriel, California, where Ogopogo is a mythical creature. So their theme is their beers are more urban legend monster themed names. So they made this beer up there in Ogopogo, and it's called Friends in Lit Places. And I know Cowboy Jack has friends in low places and lit places. So it's definitely his kind of beer. And this was, if you ever seen a collab, you can only buy that beer at the site where it's made, at least here in California. I'd have to ask Tony if it's the same rule in Pennsylvania. How are collabs? Have you done collabs over there?
No, but I know a couple guys from San Diego at North Park.
Definitely aware of North Park.
They're good friends of a couple friends, like through other. I met them through my one friend's brewery in Tampa, and then I hung out with him in Anaheim area before.
Well, that's exactly where I live. I live in Anaheim, and Radiant Beer Company is one of the best breweries in Anaheim. I'm right there, so I went in the fridge. I lived there. That's why I sneak in there once in a while. Took this beer out. No one noticed. Don't tell anybody. Or I was gifted it. But it's just always cool to find a nice collab that I haven't had before. And Ogopogo is a brewery that I really want to try more of. And it's a nice 6.5. I think it's the APV on this. Make sure I have that right. It's a West Coast IPA. And 6.5. And I love the can with the holding the lantern going in there. Who knows what's inside? Hopefully what's inside is some great beers and maybe some great baseball. Who knows? Maybe one of Jack's teams is playing in there. It says here, brewed in collaboration with our dear friends at Radiant Beer Company, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light. So that's the theme for this beer.
Yeah, good stuff. I haven't been to Ogopogo. Gosh, maybe in about 6 years.
Oh, you've been up there? Okay.
I have.
San Diego is way out there from where I'm at.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of the way. I liked what the beers that they had at the time. They were available, in the Pasadena area. So I decided to go there. They had a good story, and I think that they even had some some stuff that was going on over there. So, but it was a little hard to find, but it was worth finding. The fact that they teamed up with Radiant is it's good news as well. That both are thriving.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah, like I'm looking at these, just like La Llorona is one of their year-round ones. So it's definitely themed. There's some monsters here I've never even heard of before. I'm like, I don't know what a Becky is, Bheki, but it's one of the ones they have year-round. It looks like some kind of like frog creature. Like, oh, it's interesting. A good reason to go check them out.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in the LA area, definitely check them out. My beer tonight is maybe look a little familiar. This is the Fresh Hop Fiend IPA from Stoop Brewing. This is out of Seattle. It's a 7.2 ABV, 65 IBU. The categories are fresh hop, experimental, hop driven. The description of it is this version of the Fresh Hop Fiend series is possible because of innovative technology that takes fresh, unkilled hops and flash freezes them. They are then pelletized into lupulin rich pellets and stored frozen. And then they use Simcoe hops, which means they can get it freshly harvested hop flavor any time of the year. So this is one that I got from the Wicked Rain. It's Anthony. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona now. So it's Wicked Rain is a place that just has Northwest beer for sale, but also on tap. So it's a really cool place to go to get a lot of the beers that are up in the Pacific Northwest. I really enjoy it. And so I get stuff like this. I don't know where else I would have gotten this if I didn't get it there.
Michael Mondragon, please don't let Glenn Danzig see this show, because this beer is very Misfits themed and he would just be ready to sue everybody inside because it's a bootleg.
Oh yeah, he would be gleaming from ear to ear. He's like, oh, I could sue somebody.
Yep, absolutely. I'm glad at least I totally understand the reference.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because they have a whole line of these beers. So they have an IPA, they have a Pilsner, they have other. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they've gotten this far. So maybe we just
let kayfabe drink all those beers, please. Please. Come on.
Well, yeah, check out Stoop Brewing. Also check out Wicked Rain if you're here in the East Phoenix area, close to Mesa and Chandler. All right, Tony, we're going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
So you're a young baseball fan here, but you're wearing Pirates gear. So what is your baseball allegiance? Where did you start? Who are you passionate about?
I am a Pirates fan, actually. So that baseball card there, that was on the team that I was on, the Giants, but the card's somewhere around here. I think it's upstairs. But if you turn it around, it says my favorite baseball team is the Pirates. And I was 6 years old at that time. So
okay.
I've been lifelong Pirates fan.
That's Bond's Bonita era, right?
Yep.
Oh, right on. That's the perfect time to be. Great time to be a Pirates fan.
It was actually a fucking terrible time, because that's when they started the losing streak. I was sick.
Sorry.
So that was 94.
I was thinking when they made the playoffs. So I didn't make the playoffs in
So I mean, that's so cool that you stuck with them all these years. Certain guys, they can't stick it out with a team. Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Lifelong.
Good for you, brother.
I remember when they were amongst. Oh yeah, my wife brought me the card too. So I don't know if you can see it, but the back.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been like that forever. But when they were in the 20-year losing streak in like 2008, I was going to games all the time, and locals would be like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I like the Pirates," and they're like, "Where are you from?" Like 5 hours away, and like, "Are you dumb?" I was like, "Like them," and I stuck with them, and then. I was dating somebody else at the time. I was like, when the Pirates make the first playoff game for PNC Park, I'm going to make sure I get to be here. Lo and behold, in 2013, they made the playoffs, and I skipped my class to buy the tickets. And before I got the tickets, they were sold out. And I'm not a secondary market guy, but I was like, fuck it, I have to be there. Yeah. So I bought tickets, the cheapest ones I could find. Day the game comes, I don't have my ticket, and I'm just like, dude, what the hell? So somebody calls me, like, hey, I'm the guy that you bought your tickets off. He's like, I've been trying to reach you. He's like, I accidentally sold your ticket.
Oh, you son of a.
He's just like, what do I do? And he goes, I have 2 outfield tickets. He's like, they're yours. I was like, I can't afford that. And he goes, no, they're yours. Same price. You paid me.
Oh, that's awesome.
My girlfriend and I at the time jumped in our car and drove 5 hours, got to PNC Park. There are beer cans. It's 4:00 and beer cans are everywhere already. And that was the famous Cueto game when they're harassing Johnny Cueto.
Oh.
And Marlon Byrd comes up, smokes a home run, crowd's going nuts. And then everybody starts the Cueto thing. And Russell Martin. Well, I think somebody came out for somebody between those two, but Russell Martin came up then, and Johnny Cueto. They started harassing him, and he dropped the ball, and the crowd erupts even more. He picks it up, first pitch, home run, right over the fence. Then it was like maybe 3 seats down from me. And then they were just relentless. I think they took him out. I think they took Cueto on the 6th or something like that. We were like, dude, we've got this game. And like, I was sitting next to these guys, and when the Pirates hit the ground ball, or when the Reds hit the ground ball for the final out, like the guy was like gripping my shoulder, and then he picked me up and hugged me. And then I'm walking the Clemente Bridge, and you're not allowed to jump off there. They put you on suicide watch if you do that.
Oh no.
There's fucking people jumping off the bridge. And the cops are just like, whatever. Like, you could not get out of that city for hours. Like, it was the best sporting event I've ever experienced in my life. Like,
That's so cool.
I loved it. I rewatch that game every year.
That's one of the best parks in MLB. I love that park. I got to go there about 7 or 8 years ago. Oh yeah, so good. I mean, is Manny Sanguinean still there? I don't know if he's still alive. He's still at that little spot selling his pierogies.
Manny Sanguinean.
I
I think
You know what I'm talking about, Tony?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, a while ago that I was there, and he was still there meeting people, selling. I want to say it was he was selling.
The last time I was there, he was, but that was
Wow.
2017, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
So I can't.
Yeah, I was curious. That's around the same time I would have went. I went for an Angels series just to screw around, have a good time in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's a really fun town. You know, I was pleasantly surprised by Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's my favorite city. Like, I've been all over the world, and that's hands down my favorite city.
Yeah, definitely need to spend more time in Pittsburgh.
Great beer scene too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've not been there. I've heard everything about this. I can't wait to go there. But Kevin, Tony's story actually reminds me of like the Hanshin Tigers, where they threw the Colonel in there. Tell that story. It's very similar to what he was saying.
So the famous, but I hope that doesn't lead to a Pirates curse like what happened to this. So a famous story is the Hanshin Tigers made the playoffs or won their division for the first time in a long time. And as they're celebrating writing, the story is if you ever go to KFC in Osaka, and I don't even know if this is still a thing, but back then there's a statue of the Colonel out front. And Michael, I may have to send you a photo of me with the statue to put in post.
Yeah.
You get a photo that they took one of the statues, took it out, and threw it into the waters of Osaka. And these are some dirty waters. And apparently after that, the Hanshin Tigers tanked. So it became the curse of the Colonel until or about 20 years or so, to the point where for your hardcore wrestling fans, there's a group called Osaka Pro. They actually made their own version of the statue called Journal Sanders. Obviously not the same thing. And it was like a guy in a Colonel Sanders costume, but with all this residue on him about being thrown in the river. And just like, it's a wonderful, tying baseball and wrestling together story. But I believe it was either last year or the year before they finally won the championship.
Yeah.
Break the curse.
Yes. The last thing I remember about, I think it was a Pirates wild card game, and I remember Sean Rodriguez smashing an igloo cooler. That's one of my last remembrances of the Pirates being in the playoffs. Like, do you remember that at all? Do you remember Sean Rodriguez playing for the Pirates?
I barely remember what I did last week. Half the time was
all right. Fair enough.
I follow sports, but I know people, but I'm not really. My friends can rattle people off their top of their head, and I'm just like, I have to sit there and think for a while before I remember somebody.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's what Michael and I are here for. Don't worry.
100%.
And have some Johnny Cueto moments, hopefully, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
The glory.
I love Johnny Cueto. All right. So obviously the common thread is we're all wrestlers here. So I wanted to ask you, and this is something that I always ask anybody that comes on that wrestles, who's the biggest person that you've wrestled? Like, I'm not biggest size, but biggest stature.
Like, we're talking height?
It could be height, it could be popularity, it could be anything. Who would you say?
Does it get bigger than this guy in this photo?
Hold on. I don't know. Would you say Tommy Dreamer's bigger than Samoa Joe? That's like that would be a subjective thing there.
Yeah.
Subjective.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
In my opinion, I would say Joe, because that, like, a lifelong indie wrestling fan, like Joe's Joe. But I also, then in my mind, like, So I wrestled Great Sasuke and Jun Akiyama.
Oh wow.
Those are huge. Those are
Yeah.
pretty great.
For us, we're like,
Sasuke,
that's all
dude.
heck yeah, that's fantastic.
I wrestled Sasuke in Japan, so that made it even better.
oh.
God, bro.
Yeah, and then
Oh, Jack, that's your longtime friend, close personal friend.
Yeah, he's followed me on Instagram for years out of nowhere.
and then I wrestled Negro Costas,
Oh wow, hell yeah, I love it.
and then
Where'd you wrestle Negro Costas? Do you remember? Where was that at?
L.A. a couple years ago.
What?
Yeah.
How was I not there to see you wrestle Negro Costas in LA?
So the night prior, he was in a match with Ultimo Dragon at the Globe, and apparently,
mini weekend.
yeah,
it was-
apparently Ultimo Dragon was the
I was
biggest
there.
douchebag to Negro Costas. Like Rob
Wow.
Viper was like, dude, Negro Costas was really down in his mind because like Ultimo Dragon big leagued him big time, and the fans didn't care about the match. And
Wow.
I wanted to get everything I could out of Negro. I was like, yo, you do everything, brother. And he's just like, no. And I'm like, yes. And like he wouldn't even let. I was like, "You're winning," because I want to take the La Casita. And
Yeah. Oh,
he's just
hell
like,
yeah.
he's just
Hell
like,
yeah.
well, I was like, "No, you're winning, dude." I was like, I talked to the promoter. He's like, "Who's the promoter?" I was like, I am." Like, I didn't tell him that, so he
Why, was he supposed to win originally?
He didn't want to win.
Was he supposed to win? Do you know?
They told me whoever wanted to, and I was like, "Well, I'm taking La Casita. Like, I am not
Heck
fucking
yeah.
not winning." Like, so like, and then I wrestled Skyda. So I don't know. There's just
Oh,
a lot.
wow.
Oh, that's killer.
In my mind, there's a lot of people that I'm just like, that's a big deal, but somebody else, I'm like,
No. For us, that's big.
Now you said you wrestled Sasuke in Japan. Was that for GCW or was that for Michioka Pro? Okay.
that was GCW when I was over there.
Right on.
Tom, are you still doing it or are you retired?
No, I'm not retired. It's just I've been busy.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So like I have a full-time job. I had the brewery. I still wrestle, but you know, I've cut back because I'm not young anymore. Like it kind of fucking hurts.
Yeah, no, I mean, just judging by the list of names that you put out there, I'm guessing it's a pretty physical style you work. It's not a honky tonk man style, I'm guessing.
Sadly, no. And plus, I'm smaller, so I'm always getting bumped a lot, and I hate it. Like it sucks. My dad's 6'6", and my brothers are 6'2".
Oh,
I'm 5'9". Got the shit into
I
that.
wish I was 5'9" back in my day.
Yeah. No, because like everybody makes me bump for him, like in a lot. Like I'm having guys that are like 6'1" and they're just like throwing me, like beeling me across the freaking ring. And then like, then also like one reason like why I'm slowing down is because like nobody was catching me on dives like ever.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
And I would do the homicide like through the ropes, like the suicide cone hilo.
Yeah, Tope Con Hilo. Yep.
Dude,
Oh, I know.
I'd fucking go right past every single person, and then like the momentum, my hips killed the momentum by hitting the ground really hard every time.
It's
It's
like
like walking like eating rotten, and people were like, "What's wrong?" It's like, dude, my hips are fucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see, like back in the Nitro when Super Kalo would do those ones, and he'd bounce off dudes and go flying into the audience, and I'm like, it's amazing. I'm like, but it's a lawsuit waiting to happen, and I'm like, that dude's got to be like messed up.
yeah, but I'd rather that because then the fans would stop my momentum.
Yeah,
But it's the crowd that's killing my momentum.
Yeah, better a human than concrete, dude.
yeah.
And then people were dropping me as well. And like I got my head busted open like 3 times from people just like not caring about my safety with a dive.
I believe it.
Like I was wrestling 2 weeks ago and somebody's like, you gonna dive like you gonna do a dive? I go, no. I was like, I don't dive anymore. And they're like, why? I was like, because I got dropped on my head freaking 3 times, got concussions and my hips are fucked. Like maybe I'll learn to catch people.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You understand because Michael and I definitely had a lucha background. It's just like I was not a big guy by any stretch, but I would do my best to catch anybody because I'm willing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy who's not going to get caught.
Which, Kevin, you were such like, I'm surprised that you're not like mumbling in an old timer's home right now with the amount of concussions that you sustain.
Who says he does it? He does it every Monday we tape.
Just give it another 20 minutes.
Trauma,
We're gonna
bro.
finish this beer and we'll see how I am in 20 minutes.
The amount of head trauma.
Yeah.
I had 100 matches or so. I knew when to get out. I'm like, I'm done. Super Dragon's done enough damage, all right?
Each one was like a car crash, pal.
Brother.
Brother.
Well, I just heard something about dives recently that made a lot of sense to me. Like, you know, when you're doing like front facing dives, like the risk of error is pretty good. Or if somebody does like a 450 or a shooting star off something, they're coming at you kind of like straight. But when you do planchas, which is what Kevin used to do, it's very easy for a lot of people to catch you, because you're going sideways or like that. And so I would have rethought.
I mean, think of my squirrel right here doing the plancha. See, there he is. See, look at that.
It
We
goes
called
up.
it the chest plancha back in our days. Out there and
It's
just
easier to catch. So
my whole body's right there. You better freaking catch me. You know what I mean?
Somebody, I don't know, we do wrestle because we do a brew fest every year at our brewery, and I wrestled the one year because everybody's like, "Oh, we never get to see you wrestle, Tony." So I did, and there are 3 guys out there. I was like, "Fuck it!" I'm like, "I'll do a dive, for everybody," and I wasn't getting paid because I'm a co-owner,
Right.
I was just doing it. And I did a running cross body through the rope because I wanted to hit all 3 of them. The guy on the right literally just sidestepped me completely.
Oh, geez.
And the guy
He's
in the middle,
mojoed you.
yeah. And
He's mojoed on the photo.
when one side of your body gets grabbed, what happens to the other side? It goes down, dude. I got spiked on my head. I was out cold.
No.
I was out for maybe like a couple seconds. I get up and the rest like, "Tony, you're bad." And I just like wiped my head. I was like, "Yeah." And I got in the back and I threatened to kill the guy. And he's like, "Oh, it wasn't my fault." I was like, "Then what the fuck
it
did you
is.
explain?" Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "I will kill you." And my wife and my business partner are like, "I have never seen you that mad in our entire lives." And I've been with my wife for 11 years. So
Oh, good times. I don't miss them at all.
Allan, you and me were known for our dives back in the day. How did you?
No, I was the one catching always.
Oh,
I'd rather
I
be on the
can't even
bottom of that.
did you, Alan? Did you ever get beeled from side to side? Ever?
No.
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 Good.
I'm way too fast for that.
it stuck.
Bro, I'm a pretty healthy husky gentleman myself, and I got taken rope to rope once in the Rev Pro ring
Oh yeah.
by the Hawaiian Lyon, just a shoot belly to belly. Like I was like, dude, okay, I love you. What's going on? Let's talk. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot.
Too bad we can't see that video, Jack.
Yeah. I please get that. I need to see that. Speaking of the brewery, and by the way, I want to commend you for the tournament of breath.
Yeah, that was
fantastic.
something.
Well done, sir. Well done. So tell us more about the brewery.
So we started homebrewing in 2017, and then we did very well in a competition, like our first competition ever. So we're just like, let's start doing some fests because we know everybody in the fest market because we have been running our fest this is our 10th year this year. And people were just like, "Oh, when are you guys opening? When are you guys open?" We're like, we didn't really have any plans. And then my business partner got drunk the one night. He's like, "Hey, I filed for LLC." I was like, "Oh, okay." So we opened up in 2021. We should open 2020, but obviously everyone knows what happened there.
Yeah.
We lost all of our funding from the bank, and we're just like, well, let's just do all the work ourselves. So we did that. We opened up the business with $1,000 in our bank account, which is a no-no. So, but here we are 4 years later. We have we have 2 locations, so we're not doing too bad.
It worked, dude. You bet on yourself, man. Well done.
So wait, tell us, where's your original location at?
Pottsville, Pennsylvania, where Yingling is from. Everybody's associated with that. So
Yeah. Which I'll just tell this real quickly. It's not available on the West Coast. But somehow Michael Mondragon and I, we went and saw the Savannah Bananas in Arizona, where it's not available, but somehow in the fridge in our hotel room in beautiful Mesa, Arizona, were 2 Yingling bottles. We're like, all right, I guess we'll just drink this.
probably because the Dallas location.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
The beer
You can't
fairy,
get in Arizona at all.
the beer fairies left us 2 Yinglings in a fridge, and I'm like, thank you. No, yeah,
It's like, yes. I mean, I don't know.
that area, so I get
Is
Yingling
there
all the
heat?
time.
Is that your rival? Is there heat? I mean, I don't even know idea. What is there heat with Yingling?
No, they were really cool. Like when we were gonna open up originally, people were like, "I want to try Pottsville because Dick Yingling is gonna put the kibosh. Like he controls the entire city." And Dick saw us down public, and he's like, "Are you the boys that are gonna open up in Pottsville?" And we're like, "We want to." And he's like, "You guys have my blessing. I don't know what people are trying to tell you guys." And we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And like their PR team comes into the brewery and like they try to do events with us. And then the one year we had our brew fest, and every year they do a free concert downtown, and they wanted to do the weekend that we always had our brew fest. And we're just like, "Can you guys switch it?" And we're like, "I don't know." And they're like, "We'll give you $10,000." Okay,
Yeah, sure. That's the entire budget.
And they're canceling the event because of rain.
Oh,
Didn't ask for their money back.
Wow.
there you go.
That's a win.
Cheers.
That's a win.
Cheers. Now, Tony, you said you have a second location now?
Yeah, I have one in Gettysburg, a little tap room.
Gettysburg. Did you know that Kevin had one of the first addresses at the Gettysburg address? That was the very first address there. He's that old.
Yeah, he's an oldie.
That's awesome. And Kevin, Allan, what are you going for first up to the board? What are you going for first?
I'd probably go with the light, just because I could probably throw back a ton of them. So
I mean, it depends on the weather, because if you're there during the summer, how hot does it get out there, Tony, during the summer? We're going to be chugging a bunch of those Pilker lights?
Like 85 degrees, 90, if that.
All right. That's not always my part right now, so I'd be chugging some of those. Has there been a Tony Deppen themed wrestling beer on the board, or anything besides the Bryce is Right that we talked about in the show previously?
Yeah, we did Tony D123. It's a light pale, hazy pale ale. We canned it and everything like that. So
right on.
Well, I think I have some. Let me see if I have some cans. I could show you the can.
Okay, right on. I mean, I usually go for the hazies.
While you do that, Cowboy Jack, which one would you have, in your drinking days, would you have gone to here?
The Luxy.
The Luxy. That does look really good.
Are you talking the hazy or the one on the left? Because there's two different. There's Luxy and there's the Luxy.
Citra hops.
Yeah.
There's Luxy 10, and then there's the Luxy. I'd go for the Luxy.
Okay, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, Luxy's lighter than Luxy 10. Luxy 10, it's like every year, my business partner, he makes a beer for his daughter, and she's 10 this year. So,
that's very cool.
Here's the can for.
Oh, hell yeah. Right on. That's great. Right on.
That's very cool.
And then, since I do my theme songs, We Built This City. So you built this city.
I was going to save that for a joke for Michael later, and I meant to. I was going to quiz Michael on your theme song because
ruined it.
That's okay. I spaced out about it.
Knee deep in
apparently that was one of the worst songs in the 1980s. Yet it was like, it made the top charts. Michael Mondragon.
That's right. Starship. Are you kidding me? I was a big fan.
It was ranked as the worst song ever written in Rolling Stone.
So Tony, okay. I was gonna ask I'm like in my background, I've worked in Parks and Recs. So for a city job, whenever I do an event, the first song I'd play on a playlist is We Built This City. And I'm like, we gotta get heat right away. And it's just a amusing song amongst us.
I like it. So
yeah, it's a nice, fun 80s cheesy song. I don't mind it.
Starting out with 1,000 bones in the bank account and trying to obtain a liquor. Do you have to get a liquor license? Like what?
I have a manufacturer. That's different in the state of Pennsylvania. I need a manufacturer to produce my own beer. And then when you get the manufacturer license, it allows you to have any type of alcoholic beverage from the state of Pennsylvania.
Rock on. Okay.
So I can we do mixed cocktails, and I reach out to local distilleries and we use their liquors. So
nice. Right on, man. That's very cool.
And then that allows us 3 locations in the state of Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah, man. Very cool.
Is there nice plans for a third one, or
I'm already exhausted from doing 2, so there'd have to be something. I come in like $10 million or something like that before I do that.
So, Tony, what do you actually do as being a co-owner of the brewery? What's your what do you do for the job?
So I do a lot of the delivering of the beers and all the fun stuff, because like my business partner lives closer to the brewery, so like I deal with all the I deal with a lot of the management stuff at Gettysburg's location now. When we only had one location, there's 3 of us, so like we could deviate everything around and not really have to worry about, like, we weren't as busy. It was always like, okay, well, you need me for this, you need me for that, okay. And now it's just like, okay, no, I have to go there every week now.
The curse of expansion and popularity, right? Like now it's like, okay, now we staff up to handle this? I mean, that's a lot of big conversation.
Yeah, I don't really want to expand anymore unless it's like a massive location and we shut one down, to be honest, because it's exhausting and stuff like that, and like also like the cost, and like I'm very fortunate with our rent at both locations being insanely cheap, but that is not the case elsewhere. Okay, and you just got to factor a lot of other things in right now.
Is that just a thing in central Pennsylvania? I mean, I'm assuming that's where you guys are. Is that considered central Pennsylvania?
Yeah, technically. Well, Pottsville's northeastern Pennsylvania technically, and Gettysburg is southwest, I think.
Okay. All right.
Something like that.
Gotcha. Because I'm like, I know Reading, I know like Allentown, I know, Hamburg. I know those towns in like my wrestling and baseball background down.
Yeah. That's more. Oh my god, why am I having a blank? Southeast.
Gotcha. Yeah, because there's so much baseball in Pennsylvania. You would not believe how much baseball is there in Pennsylvania, right, Michael? We've talked about a bunch on the show.
Yeah.
I live down the street from the Harrisburg Senators, so I know.
Oh, right on.
right on.
Way cool.
My wife and I go there. We try to go like once a year at least with the kid.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, how many baseball games do you make a year, if that even possible?
We do more the minor leagues because I'm smack dab in the middle in between Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. So like it's all like 2 hours for me to drive. So it's easy for me to drive to the Harrisburg Senators.
So now I have to ask: is it possible for you to get a Pilgrim Root Brewing beer at Harrisburg?
So-
Is that even possible?
It was, but then the guy left because I was actually in talk with the guy to do it because we have a blue seltzer and then their team is red, white, and blue. And the guy's like, I would love to have this for the entire season. And I was like, well, I need to know how much I need to make. I was like, because you guys are running so many games a year. I'm like, I need to know. And then give me a definitive answer. And then he ended up going to the Lancaster Barnstormers now.
Is it the other part of Lancaster, Pennsylvania? Come on.
Yeah. So I was just like bummed about that because I was like, it'd be so cool to have a beer there.
Yeah.
Like I remember there's a sports bar across the street from PNC Park, and I put some beer in there. I was like, my beer is like right across the street from PNC Park. This is the cool.
I think I've been to that one. I can't remember the place. I remember going to a bar like right across the street.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it's called though.
It's just a craft beer sports bar.
Yep. Yeah, definitely never going to one that's across the street. I would not remember.
It's like Tommy. Is there something like that?
Okay.
Something.
I'd have to look. But it sounds familiar. I definitely went to one across the street, and I'm like, I'd love to randomly just find your beers somewhere. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's always. I always have people like if they'll randomly stumble across like, hey, look, I found your beer. I was like, cool, drink it, buy it, buy all of it. So then they want to buy more off us.
Yes, exactly. It's all it's the old DIY punk rock, man. We gotta support the local businesses.
That's what I honestly love going to craft breweries because of that reason. I like supporting local breweries. I went to 3 last weekend, I think it was. Went to Masthead in Cleveland.
Okay.
Then Moore Brewing in Chicago.
Okay. I never heard of that one. Okay, right on.
Moore's great. I love their stuff so good.
I never even heard of them. That's cool.
And then we went to Three Floyds, obviously.
Right.
We were gonna try to go to Goose Island because they'd probably have like prop on tap or something like that, but we got there too late, sadly. Okay. Oh, I went to Microphone. We went there too. That's in Chicago.
Oh, I don't know the Microphone. I'll look it up.
I keep a track of every single brewery I've been to, and
I'm assuming you have it on tap then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I had figured as much. Yeah, it's Michael and I do too, for sure.
I don't necessarily like it, but I honestly, the only reason I ever got it to begin with is because when I first got into craft beer, like 2013 or something like that, I wanted to have like 1,000. I wanted to drink like 1,000 beers or something like that. So I was writing them down on a piece of paper, and somebody's just like, "Dude, there's an app for that, right?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, really awesome." And I just think that now, as a business owner, a brewery owner as well, I'm like, I can't stand on tap because the way people rate the beers. Like, this is really good. 1.5. Like, okay.
You won't have to worry about that with Michael and I. I'm like, I think I mean, minimum 3 for everything. Even if I don't like something, I'm always going to put at least 3 because, like, you know what? You're still a local craft beer.
I always give it the average, whatever's the average, or just don't rate it. Because especially a local brewery, because they all talk, and I don't feel like somebody like, you didn't like my beer. Like, my business partner was looking for a brewery for our beer week that we're doing, and he reached out to the company, and they looked at his Untapped from like 6 years ago.
Oh my God!
And they're like, I don't think this is a good fit, man. And he's just like, that was years ago, dude.
That's petty.
Yeah, it was funny though. I thought it was hilarious.
Sounds like wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much.
You be pretty used to it then.
Yeah. Gosh.
Jack, you had a question earlier.
Do you have any like Carney Good brothers? Like, hey man, why don't you let me slide some beer my way?
Oh yeah, most of the industry is great with one another. Every so often you run into a dick about it, but I've traveled. Like I remember when I was in Dallas, I was doing Ring of Honor down there, and I went to a brewery called Turning Point. I've been there a few times, and I was in there, and I had our merchandise on, and the guy was just like, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, my friends and I, we run a brewery in Pennsylvania, blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, cool." And I got like a flight, 2 pints, and a 4-pack to go, and I was like, "Can I get my tab?" He's like, $3. What's that? He goes, "I'm giving you the industry discount because we all have an industry discount."
Sure.
And I go, "What? Fucking free, dude?" Like, so I gave him like a $30 tip because of it. Yeah. I did that when we went down for a bachelor party in Wilmington, North Carolina, at a place called Mad Mole because we're friends with the brewer there. There's 8 of us, and he let us all drink for free all day. And my wife really wanted a T-shirt, so like I got a T-shirt, and I gave him like a $40 tip because like I
the
don't.
Wilmington Brew Walks, by the way, right?
What?
Is that the name of the team? The Wilmington Blue Walks? Isn't that the team
Yeah.
that's up there, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you guys are a pretty exclusive club, craft brewers. I could see you want to take care of a brother, right? But
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Everybody's always hooking one another up. Like very rarely do you find something like I ain't giving you anything. Like I don't really try to get things from people though. I just not really like my one former business partner who no longer a business partner with us, obviously due to hash because it's former, but he loved to throw his dick around and be like, I'm an owner, and I'm just like, dude, come on, like you don't need to do that. Like he went. Are you familiar with Tired Hands in Ardmore, the brewery?
Gosh, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't. Where are they from?
Ardmore, right outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Everybody
No,
knows
I don't.
Tired Hands. They've been around for years.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they're
Well, I can
are you
find
gonna
out
tell
that.
are you gonna tell me he Ultimo Dragon Tired Hands?
no, that motherfucker used my name because he found they were wrestling fans. And they found out that I was one of the owners of the place. He's like, oh, give him this 4-pack of like a DDH Alien Churches, like one of my favorite beers. Didn't get a single fucking can.
Are you sure he wasn't a wrestler himself?
I was like, dude, you literally used my name and got free stuff, and I didn't get anything.
That's Cardi, dude. I love it.
This is the wrestling business and the beer business. Oh
I
my
was just
God.
like-
Same, as we say.
I was
Same.
mad.
I was just looking at your Untapped, and I saw one beer that caught my eye. What is 1925 World Champions?
Oh,
Is that-
Okay, so that's named after in Pottsville there used to be an NFL team actually.
Okay.
It was called the Maroons, and they're the 1925 World Champion of the NFL. It was before the NFL's what it is.
Yeah. The NFL existed in started around 1920, 1921, because we did a whole show about baseball and football crossover.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They're the 1925 World Champions in football.
Wow.
that's awesome. That's like, well, my team is the Arizona Cardinals. Don't hold that against me, but the last championship that they had was like, they were the Chicago Cardinals, and it was that time period. That's the last championship that they had in their franchise history.
Pottsville world champions. Who knew you had
That's
world
amazing.
champions?
That's a great name. Love that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, there's some fantastic wrestling themed names here, like Juicy Thunder Liger.
Nice. Nice.
There's just
Proud of that. We did that in cans too. If I had my can collections in my basement, we did a can of that, and it's like the hop, like we have a hop logo, and it's like that, but then you see Liger's mask and stuff.
Oh, it's so cool.
We also did
A whole show about that before with
We did Jepsen
Allan
Thunder.
and Daniel.
we did Jushin Thunder Lager as well.
Of course. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Amazing.
Big Voss Man, Sexual Chocolates. There's like names are fantastic. So
That sounds like a whole nother show we could do with him.
We have so many other names in our arsenal of things. Like we have also it's like we're in the 570. That's our area code. So we did 570. You didn't know, and it had Billy Gunn and Road Dogg on the. We did some artwork for the cans.
So, do you have brainstorming sessions? Is there a group chat? How are you coming up with all these names?
My friend and I randomly just start drinking and rat them off our heads, and we'll message them back and forth, and then we'll just save them in our note.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and
You might get some more names from us. You might get some more from us in the chat.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
do you brew in house or do you have a facility and bring it in?
We brew in house.
Nice.
We run off a 3.5 barrel system, but we also have a 15-gallon pilot system that we got for free. So
Oh,
Very
heck yeah.
The Baseball Brew Crew is also looking for an endorsement deal as well. So we might have to partner up and make this happen. But before we do that, now Tony, like I wanted to preface this because you actually have an in-law, if I'm not mistaken, that is a very famous baseball player in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and you just gave it away.
It's all right. He didn't give it away. I mean,
Oh.
Jack. I'm
unless
sorry.
they could read real quick.
Okay,
Jack
Well,
knows instantly because he's such a baseball novice. Jack
More-
knows that.
Mordecai Three Finger Brown.
Yeah, there you go.
so I wanted to do. I've got a secret Baseball Brew Crew edition, but
that's
you
right.
showed it,
Let's
but
do it.
No, I didn't see who it was. I didn't see the autograph. So
If they were able to read that so quickly, then they've got really good eyes
yeah.
because it's not this was signed in like 1981.
And come on, most of our fans are functionally illiterate, so we're
There you go.
I was gonna do a whole game where we try to
You can
figure
do it right now.
do it.
You can do
Roll
it.
into it.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right, so Kevin, you want to go first?
You really want me to go first?
Sure, why not?
Is the gentleman a pitcher?
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right. Oh, I get to ask another question. All right.
Yeah.
Did he play in the American League?
Oh my god.
You don't know this. Michael, you might have to help out.
He played in multiple teams.
Okay, Michael, do you know the answer is yes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who
Oh,
it
you know who the person is?
I don't know. That's why.
Oh God, I made it really hard then by asking this.
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the American League, like
Okay.
because he played with multiple teams.
Okay, all right.
But
I
I'm pretty
told
sure I'm almost positive the AL.
I all right, because I'm like, oh shoot, I'm like, okay. Do you know if he played in the World Series?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Okay. Did he play in the 1920s?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 1920s pitcher.
Is he from the island of Tonga?
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. That rules out. That rule. I had a
Ooh,
couple.
thanks,
up there.
Jack. I
That
needed
rules a
that.
couple
I
out,
needed
yeah.
that. Alan, do you have any questions here?
I have more information from our Instagram conversation, so I'm going to stay out of this one.
Oh.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
This is why I failed. I don't know who knows what, and I did not preface it very well. And
It's okay. I'm asking questions. I'm like, I don't know how much he's gonna know. So this is your white uncle. Is that what it's
Great. It's great. It's great. Whatever. Because
Michael,
yes,
this is an inside joke just for you. Is it Rupert Horn? Do you know what reference I'm throwing at you right here?
it's not Rupert Horn.
He knows. I'm throwing a Brewster's Millions reference at you, Michael Mondragon. Thank you. Darn it.
I actually think I know just from the picture. That's why I.
Well, Michael, you're on this
All right.
game too.
I'm gonna give my best guess. Ty Cobb.
No, I wish.
Wouldn't that have been bad, dude? Wouldn't that have
so
been
close.
bad?
So close.
Michael, come on, Michael.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with this. I'm gonna say Chief Bender.
No.
We all wish he's. I was hoping you ask, was he a St. Louis Cardinal? But I don't know if he knows what teams this guy's on.
No. Not a St. Louis Cardinal. I know that much.
Okay.
Why we are failing
Not
at
in
this.
the gas house game, but that's why we want to make this a game here.
I can give you some other hints.
Please.
His brother played in the MLB.
Ooh.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
He did on the right track.
He did pitch with the Yankees, but when
Is it-
I don't know.
Is it one of the Farrell brothers?
Nope.
No, darn, there was a Farrell or something like that. Darn, there was like I was thinking like when there were like a family of brothers who did great in baseball, but nope.
And if I don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the last people grandfather into the spitball.
Is that? Oh.
All right. His brother plays the game. He played in New York. Eli Manning.
I wish. I'd be way richer.
What? You're not getting those Coopertown residual checks?
Can you? Okay. Can you give the initials? Maybe the initials will get us to the answer quicker here.
He's like,
SC.
no, because Sam Crawford was not a pitcher. Darn it. That's the guy who led the all-time triples. I've heard that from doing this show with Michael Mondragon.
Sarah Connor.
Oh, of course. I'm getting mad when he says this. 'Cause I'm going to be like, oh yeah.
I know. Me too.
And he's grandfather in the spitball era. That's amazing. Did he have over 300 wins, Tony?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was trying-
Interesting.
I can look it up.
But what's it? The initials you said were C what?
SC.
Oh, SC. Sorry, SC. Like I should figure this out just from that alone.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I
Because I'm like, because my Jack. I'm surprised you didn't ask this. Do you play in the Negro League?
No.
that would that's a
215 wins.
Okay. I knew it wasn't 300.
But 215 is quite a bit for using the spitball and the dead ball era.
mm-hmm.
I can't.
And I
Michael,
even,
come on,
I
Michael.
even seem to think that we talked about him because he was the last person with the spitball. I believe we
I
talked
know.
about this maybe a couple
sure
months.
we have, and I'm just brain farting right now.
Yeah.
Or it's just because I'm finally. It's just all the psycho drivers from Super Dragon.
What is a spitball?
I think because they're just putting substance, like they're spitting on it or whatever, and I don't know.
And they just rub it all over the substance, and it's just
It gives.
I mean, I know because I was going to games back then. It just it just goes not straight. It just has crazy ratio, crazy positions going to play, And you gotta remember, like, there's no lights then. So you notice how the light's gonna reflect upon you, the ball's gonna be darker. You know, balls aren't being like prepared by umpires back in those days. You know what I mean? There's a lot of elemental things to think about. Balls,
Right. And like Gaylord Perry was like one of the last ones. He was putting Vaseline from his hair onto the ball. So it was
What is allegedly? That's not allegedly.
allegedly.
All right. So teams, he played for the Cleveland Indians, Washington Senators, and New York Yankees.
Ooh.
This is where you need to put your mass game thing in. I can't speak of the file immediately.
I don't know, Alan. Do you just want to just reveal it? Because this is when did he go into the Hall of Fame?
Somewhere in the 60s, right?
That sounds right.
I believe so. When did it say Hall of Fame here? Oh, I'd have to go through the list. Yeah, no, I can't search that for quickly. But yeah, Tony can reveal the name if he'd like to.
Stanley Kovaleski.
Oh wow!
I'm like, who?
His brother Harry Kovaleski pitched in like 25, I think.
Wow, I never even heard of this guy. He's a Hall of Famer. Wow.
So my wife and I are from the same hometown. They're from Shamokin, Pennsylvania. So
Smoking. Gotta give some love to Smoking.
yeah, there's another guy from the area. He was an MLB player, like Budweiser, I think it was.
Yeah, Budweiser, right?
Yeah, he was from the area. So
Harry, I think was his first. name.
You should do a beer called Budweiser. That'd be no.
yeah, get a cease and desist.
Harry.
I've only gotten one cease and desist. So
Oh,
from Florida State Seminoles.
Oh
wow!
wow.
Yeah,
What was the beer?
Communist bastards.
because they said that we had a legacy lager and like it reflected too close to something that they're doing or something like that. So we named it Legacy. FSU sent us the cease and desist.
Brilliant response. That's why I
Wow.
like having you here, Johnny. Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of mad. I was like, dude, it's not even like, dude, you know how many legacy beers there are there? Like
Totally.
a lot.
I bet the cease and desist sold some a little bit better though.
We got a cease and desist before also from WWE because they said we were showing their pay-per-view and we weren't. Like I know that for a fact. So they're the company they were parenting with at the time. They sent us a cease and desist. So I still have it somewhere in my house.
Well, let's finish out with a fun little segment that we do because, guys, I could not let this new minor league identity go past us.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
That's right. It's another Hey, What Happened? And this one is from the Rocket City Trash Pandas, the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels in the Southern League. They introduced 2 new barbecue-themed identities. That's right. Now, these teams could be in Cowboy Jack's new league, but they are not. They're going to be playing. They will pay tribute to the home state of Alabama's barbecue heritage when they take out in 2 separate alternate identities on consecutive days. The Trash Pandas will play as the Bama Butts and as the Alabama White Sox on June 13th and 14th, respectively.
They go hand in hand.
It is happening. That's right. Now,
God.
by the way,
Jack, what are you doing? We're in the whites. Jack,
Became a model, boy.
you're a model. You are a model. You know
the Bama Butts
You're too
brand
sexy for that shirt, Jack.
The Bama Butts highlight pork smoked low and slow for hours by dedicated individuals. The best bites are always tender and juicy. The identity centers on Pitmaster Pig, who's per the team with a prestigious posterior is rearing to show his skills with a smoker and cook you up a hearty rump. That's right. The Alabama White Sauce brand is a tribute to the sauce that was credited in the 1925 at Bob Gibson's Barbecue in Decatur, Alabama. The identity centers around a character the team calls Spicy Squirt Bottle Scientist. Now, Alan, which hat are you getting of this?
I like the one on the left only because when we were at Rocket City, I believe they also made that white sauce a blue sauce.
Yep.
Which I'm good. I'm good without it for now.
Yeah, blue sauce. You really need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Tony, are you a fan of barbecue?
Hit or miss, depends. Not gonna say I love it, not gonna say I hate it. That's for sure. It's the barbecue. I'm not a big barbecue sauce person. That's one.
Okay.
Because,
so you
like,
prefer the
I-
dry stuff. You want dry or dry rub? Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Like, I had some barbecue sauce a couple years ago, and it just made me shit uncontrollably. So ever since then,
no.
I haven't really touched it.
That's a perfect way to end this segment. Perfect. This is where we are on all the socials. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Guys, it has been a tremendous show. Tony, thank you so much for taking the time out tonight. We know it's late where you are, but thank you for coming on, talking beer and baseball. We'd love to have you back sometime and talk more about your brewery and a possible collaboration.
I'm all for it. And send me a address. I'll ship you guys some beer.
Hey, I'll never turn that down.
Hey, Fizzy.
Well, we would definitely love to highlight it here on the show. Jack, Allan, Kevin, any last words before we sign off for this week?
Get out there and do something nice for somebody else.
That's right.
Perfect.
Nothing other than 2 games this weekend, so I anticipate getting a hit at least 2 more times.
Oh no!
Can you please get one on video?
Oh man, they
Yes, that's why it's gonna be funny, dude.
In the Wi-Ski, like there, hanging out, watching you. No.
Please take a selfie
Can
while
you
you're
ask
at it.
Daniel McCabe to at least go and have him be the brother to film you getting beamed by a pitch, please?
Duct tape one of those selfie sticks to your batting helmet and have it when you bat, please.
Much like Nick Patrick at the ref for eye
There you
cam.
go.
Come on.
Ref for cam.
Yes.
All right, we are going down a rabbit hole. Cowboy Jack, for Allan Jepsen, for Kevin Lyon, for Tony Deppen. I'm Michael Mondragon. We'll see you next week with another Baseball Brew Crew podcast. Good night, everyone.
Bye.